Hi everyone, it's Therese here with IELTS English Gurus. Thank you so much for subscribing. It's been so great to meet such amazing people. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now. Don't forget to click on the notifications bell to get further updates for IELTS 2021. Today we're speaking about IELTS Writing Task 1. This is describing a visual for the IELTS exam. Sometimes you will get two graphs rather than just one graph. So it's really important to be ready to make comparisons and to be ready for this part of the exam. Today in this video, I'd like to talk about how you should approach this type of graph if you have two images together, and to do the best you can to get the best band score for writing task 1. So let's get started. Here's an example of a writing task 1 from IELTS where you have two graphs put together. You should spend about 20 minutes on the task. The graph below shows the quantity of visitors to two countries in a given year. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. On the left side, you see the number of tourists in London and Paris in 2019. And on the right side, you see the number of tourists in Singapore and Tokyo in 2019. And you need to summarize the information in both graphs. So how do we approach this? You have 20 minutes to describe these two graphs. So firstly, what's really important is that you take 2 or 3 minutes in advance to write down the most important points regarding these graphs. So you're going to do a quick analysis of each graph. You're looking at the axes, the vertical and the horizontal axes in each graph, and you're identifying the key features in each one. When you write your text, you follow the normal format. So you have your introduction, overview, main body paragraphs 1 and 2, and then you are presenting the key similarities and the key differences between these two graphs. Let's start with the introduction that we can do very simply by paraphrasing the graph explanation. So instead of saying the graphs below show the quantity of visitors to two countries in a given year, we can say the two graphs illustrate the number of tourists who visited 4 cities, Paris, London, Singapore, and Tokyo in the year 2019. So we've replaced show with illustrate, we've replaced number with quantity, and we've replaced visitors with tourists. So you're basically just replacing those words with their synonyms to create something new. Let's analyze the two graphs. What are the similarities? Well, tourism was the lowest between January and March in all cities. Second point, London and Singapore both had the highest number of tourists. The differences, tourism was the highest in London and Paris in July and September, but it was the highest in Tokyo and Singapore between October and December. So let's put that into points. So 1, the most number of tourists in London and Paris was between July and September, the least number between January and March. 3, the most number of tourists in Singapore and Tokyo were between October and December, and the least number between January and June. Let's put that in writing. Overall, London and Singapore had the greatest number of visitors. While tourism was the highest in London and Paris during the late summer, Tokyo and Singapore had the most visitors during the last 3 months of the year. Furthermore, all cities had the least number of visitors during the first 3 months of the year. Let's move on to the main body paragraph. So now you need to decide how to group your information. And what I've decided to do is I've decided to write about London and Paris in paragraph 1 and Singapore and Tokyo in paragraph 2. So that's an ideal way to group your information. So paragraph 1, regarding London and Paris, these cities experienced the lowest amount of tourism between January and March. It increased gradually until it reached a peak between July and September at around 15 million and 20 million tourists in Paris and London, respectively. Tourism dropped sharply in the last quarter of the year. Paragraph 2. In relation to Singapore and Tokyo, tourism was at its lowest point between January and March. It increased to just under 10 million in Tokyo and about 3 million in Singapore in the second quarter. and remained stable in the third quarter. Singapore and Tokyo both experienced the highest number of visitors between October and December, with about 20 million and 15.5 million tourists, respectively. So just to wrap up, you're presenting the key features in paragraph 1 and paragraph 2, and you're not missing out on any details. Don't forget to include all your key features, all your information, so that you're getting your best band score for task achievement. And of course, your cohesive devices are essential, and you're not repeating yourself. So you could say regarding, then in relation to, moreover, furthermore, in comparison. You're really changing it up so that you get the best band score for lexical resource. Thanks for watching, everyone. Good luck in IELTS Writing Task 1. See you in our next video. Bye.